You know, I realized I read my poem at the beginning of the video. Maybe I should have waited for this moment to read the poem. Should I read it again? Yeah, I'm gonna read my poem one more time, just in case you guys forgot it. You know, why not? We're gonna share a poem with everybody else. So why don't we just go ahead and read it one more time? The long, dark corridor, the end so far that no one knows what it holds. It is always shifting with an uncertain floor. As you move forward, the mystery unfolds. The path splits left and right. What is waiting down each side? Use your mind to shine a light. Let your conscience then decide. Many more choices lie ahead, though you need not be filled with strife. Follow your heart, and correctly you will be led. This lasting passage is your life. There's my poem. See, I got the metaphor and the deeper meaning in there. Alright, let's go with, Shoot, it's such a hard decision. Who should I start with and give my poem to first? I mean, Sayori was feeling pretty down, but Natsuki... Let's go with Natsuki first. I'm taking way too long to the side. I know. Let's see here. You know, let's go with Sayori. She needs a little something right now. This is your best one so far. It's really, really nice, Lobster. Thanks. Sorry, you've been a little quiet today. Is everything alright? Of course! Everything is fine. Maybe I'm just a little tired today. Do you want a nap or something? No, that's silly. Don't worry about me, okay? I only want to see a smile on your face. Oh, well, alright. Hey, Lobster. I'm still a little surprised. I really thought you'd try writing your poems like the way Yuri does. Or even Natsuki. But in the end, yeah, I guess you're the one who likes this the most. You're the one who likes this one Sorry. I guess you're the one who likes this one the most. Why? You don't want to get closer with everyone else? Wait, of course I do. But that doesn't mean I need to try so hard to impress them. I still understand you the most, Sayori. I know you have to sometimes put up with me, and I sometimes have to put up with you. But we have a wavelength or something. And this is just how the poem came out. Sometimes it just feels like you're the only exciting thing in my life. So sometimes it's just easier to write when I'm thinking about you. Sorry? No. Lobster, I don't deserve this. You're too nice to me. Why are you doing this? Sayori has trouble keeping her voice steady all of a sudden. If you had fun with everyone else instead, this would be so much easier. Sayori, I glance around the room to make sure nobody's noticing me. Sayori, I've probably never said this before, but I don't understand what you're feeling right now. Tell me, what will cheer you up? Sayori shakes her head. She sniffles and keeps shaking her head. Finally, she gathers herself and puts on a smile. It's nothing, Lobster. It's just a little rain cloud. I'm sorry you had to see that. I promise it won't happen again. Just smiles from everyone, okay? And that's all that matters. Go play with everyone else. I'm gonna go home a little bit early today. Sorry. Tell Monica I wasn't feeling well, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. Before I can say anything else, Sayori cheerfully walks out of the classroom, humming to herself. Okay, let's go with Natsuki next. This one's alright. Alright? Well, yeah. It doesn't blow me away, but there's nothing I really hate about it. It's just not really my style. I mean, it's fine. Come to think of it, this kind of reminds me of Sayori's poem from yesterday. Huh? You think so? Yeah, well, I guess if you've been friends with her for so long, you might be on the same wavelength. But you never really stuck to me as her type. Sayori has a type all of a sudden? Well, I know, but honestly, how can someone so fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? It's like she's dragging around a dead weight. That was a little unnecessary. But think of it this way. If it weren't for me, she'd probably just fly away like letting go of a balloon. You could say we each take care of each other in our own way. Whatever. I don't get it. Oh yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem now. Here. I'll be your beach. Your mind is so full of troubles and fears that diminished your wonder over the years. But today I have a special place, a beach for us to go, a shore reaching beyond your sight, a sea that sparkles with bright light. The walls in your mind will melt away before the sunny glow. I'll be the beach that washes your worry away. I'll be the beach that you daydream about each day. I'll be the beach that makes your heart leap in a way you thought had left you long ago. Let's bury your heavy thoughts in a pile of sand. Bathe in sunbeams and hold my hand. Wash your insecurities in the salty sea and let me see you shine. Let's leave your memories in a footprint trail. Set you free in my windy sail. And remember the reasons why you're wonderful when you press your lips to mine. I'll be the beach that washes your worries away. I'll be the beach that you daydream about each day. I'll be the beach that makes your heart leap in a way you thought had left you long ago. But if you let me by your side, your own beach, your own escape, you'll learn to love yourself again. I'll learn to love myself again. I like that. I really do like that. It's an awesome poem. Yeah. I felt like I kept writing about negative things, so I wanted to write something with a nice message for once. Besides, the beach is awesome. Kinda hard to write anything negative about the beach. The beach is awesome. So you decided to write about the beach first, then came up with the message later? Yeah, well, it's only because of what happened yesterday. I mean, after Yuri and I realized we kind of wrote about the same thing, She wanted to pick a topic and have us both write about it or whatever. I can't... You can really see her doing that too. Making us write about a simple topic, then trying to impress me by coming up with something all fancy. Well, it's not like I care. I just did it anyway. I mean, I guess mine ended up being kind of metaphorical too. Yeah, I get it. The beach is, you know, kind of like your embrace, right? Just yeah. But there's nothing wrong with doing that once in a while. At the very least, it was a good practice. And it can mean more too, like the beach can... The beach can be a happy place that... Anyway, let's continue. Alright, let's go with Monica next. Hi, Lobster. Have you thought about what you want to submit to perform at the festival? Well... Being in this club is one thing, but performing in front of a bunch of people? I'll have to give it some more thought. Okay, no pressure. But whatever you do, I'm sure it'll turn out great. It would also make me happy to see. Anyway, let's take a look at today's poem. Sure. I let Monica take the poem I'm holding in my hands. Right, you know, got my folder. There you go. There's your poem. It's pretty good. It makes me think of Sayori, like the other one that you wrote. You two are like a dynamic duo. That's kind of exaggerating it. Yeah, probably. But you do spend a lot of time with her, even in this club, don't you? Then again, I don't blame you for being a little shy. I'm not shy, it's just... I'm just teasing. I know it takes a bit of time to make friends with everyone. But Yuri and Natsuki are super interesting people, so don't be afraid to give them your share of time. Give them their share of time. And you can talk to me every now and then, too. I'm not, like, unapproachable or anything, am I? No, it's nothing like that. I see, you know, we're warming up to Monica. You know, when we started everything, she was the last choice. But now, she's still steadily climbing up, you know? I'm just still getting used to being here, that's all. Yeah. I'm sorry if I was putting pressure on you or something. I really didn't mean it like that. No, don't worry. I get what you're saying. Well, alright. Anyway, I'll share my poem with you now, alright? Alright. The Lady Who Knows Everything. An old tale tells of a lady who wanders earth. The lady who knows everything. A beautiful lady who's found every answer, all meaning, all purpose, and all that was ever sought. And here I am, a feather. Lost adrift the sky, victims of the currents of the wind. Day after day I search with little hope, knowing legends don't exist. But when all else has failed me, when all others have turned away, the legend is all that remains, the last dim star glimmering in the twilight sky. Until one day, the wind ceases to blow. I fall, and I fall, and fall, and fall even more. Gentle as a feather, a dry quill, expressionless. But a hand catches me between the thumb and forefinger. The hand of a beautiful lady. I look at her eyes, and find no end to her gaze. The lady who knows everything, knows what I am thinking before I can speak. She responds in a hollow voice. I have found every answer, all of which amounts to nothing. There is no meaning, there is no purpose, and we seek only the impossible. I am not your legend. Your legend does not exist. And with a breath, she blows me back afloat, and I pick up a gust of wind. It's a deep one. It's a really deep one. I suppose I would have expected a poem like this to come from Yuri. This is from Monica. I wonder. But it's interesting. It's like a feather, you know, it's a deeper poem kind of about the meaning of life, because, you know, maybe you don't know, but life, sometimes we live life seeking out a purpose, and when we're young, we sometimes believe in a fairy tale, you know? We believe in this fantasy story that's gonna happen in the future, that you're going to, one day you're gonna find the perfect girl, and then, you know, you're gonna defeat the evil in your life, and you're gonna overcome all of your fears, and then in the end you're gonna be with that perfect girl, and everyone thinks that, you know? And it's funny because, you know, everyone is born dreaming that they'll be the hero that defeats the villain. Well, maybe not everyone, but, you know, a lot of children have fantasies of that. But the funny thing is, the people that the one side calls the villains are the same people that the other side calls heroes. So, in the end, life is so much more complicated than that. It's just everyone fighting for what they believe in. And this side believes that this is what's most important. And it's true that in both sides, there's a duality to both sides, even in that each side has their idea of what's perfect, and then each side has what they actually do. And this side believes, you know, this is perfect society this way. Everything needs to work this certain way. There's a special order to everything, and that's what they believe in, and they need to do everything that's possible to maintain that order and to maintain that peace. And that's all on the surface. But then when you go below the surface on that side, there's a lot of, you know, guilty pleasures and personal things that people do that aren't in that order, but they hide those things, claiming it to be part of their order. And they say that these things are wrong, that nobody should do that, and then they turn around and they do those things and they hide it, and they think that as long as nobody finds out, it's fine. What matters is everything is the way that things look on the surface. And then sometimes there's another side, and this other side thinks, you know, it doesn't matter how things look. It doesn't matter if things look sloppy, if it looks messed up, What matters is, how we feel about it, how we are together. So we don't have to fight for this semblance of order, which sometimes doesn't even make sense, and sometimes people just follow the rules and follow this order just for the sake of following it, even when nobody wants to do those things. And so sometimes there's another side that says, hey, we just want to be free to do whatever we feel like, If we want to be intellectual and we want to make things, we can do that. If we want to just have fun and throw a party, then we want to just be able to have fun and throw a party, and we don't want to be judged for that. And sometimes, and from the surface, sometimes people can grow up on both sides feeling that the other side is the villain. And really, there's good and bad in both societies, There's, in the society where there's only order, sometimes people are going to take it too far and use the order to take too much away from people, and gain too much for themselves, and, when other people are in need. But then on the other side, when there's complete freedom and there's no control, sometimes when there's nothing to stop it, people just go too far, and there's a few bad apples that say, hey, I don't care about anything, I'm going to do whatever I feel like, and I don't care if I hurt everybody in the way. Some people think that I don't care if I hurt everybody in the way as long as I feel good. And, having the extreme in either side isn't good. And so it's not that either society is completely bad. It's just that some people take it to too much of an extreme sometimes. And really what's important is the way that everyone interacts, And I don't know, at least to me personally, I feel that the most important thing is not how things are done. It's the way that, sometimes it's hard to put into words, but it's the way that you interact with people, the bonds you form, the connections you make. If it's something that everybody in the group is okay with and everybody enjoys, or everyone supports, then I think that that's important. But it's just, it's a contrast, because people want to be able to write down on society, this is the way my group of people works, and this is what we do, and that's the bottom line. And then they define their entire group by that. But there's so many different levels in a group. That you can't just put a word, you can't just define the entire group by a single mindset. And going on here, I think the poem kind of delves into like a woman who has seen everything, who has seen both sides, who has seen how things work on either side on both sides of the fence, and she has all this knowledge, and she has all this understanding of everyone, and how people feel, and how people interact, and she herself is looking for meaning, and she has this unique perspective, a unique position that nobody else has to kind of see that meaning. But it's funny, even knowing everything, even knowing how both societies work, how things have gone, how things might go, it's, even with that, all that knowledge, she doesn't see a purpose to everything, And maybe the reason she doesn't see a purpose to everything is for the same reason that each society works in their own way. Somebody saying, what is the purpose of life, is basically somebody saying, I want to take this sentence or this paragraph and I want to define everybody by that paragraph, by that one thing. And the truth is, you can't define everybody by that one thing. You can't say that I don't think that there's some ultimate purpose of life that everybody fits under. In the end, I think what it is everyone has their own meaning. Everyone has what's important to them. And so their purpose is a personal thing. And it's something that they need to choose. But at the same time, everybody is choosing their purpose too. And so we just need to find a way to make it so that everyone can be able to live the purpose that they want to live. Well, I think it's just everybody wants to live what their purpose is. They want to live what their purpose is, and sometimes it conflicts with others. And so life is just about finding the best way to interact with everybody so that everybody can have the life that they want. And so this poem kind of speaks to that, and maybe this one person has seen all that, but they're like a feather in the wind, you know? They may have seen everything, but they're still blowing in the breeze. They're still following the currents of life. You know, I feel like learning and looking for answers are the sort of things that give life meaning. Not to get too philosophical or anything, but it was kind of on my mind, so that's what I wrote about. I see. I never really put much thought into it. In a way, it's almost paradoxical, because if we had all the answers, wouldn't the world start to lose its meaning? You know, there's one thing I noticed. It seems like everyone in the club prefers writing about things that are more sad than happy. Are you surprised? I mean, if everyone was happy, if everyone was okay, we wouldn't really have anything to write about, would we? Humans aren't two-dimensional creatures. I think you'd know that better than anyone. You mean one-dimensional? Yeah, that. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Are you ever too shy to share your writing because you're afraid it's not that good? It can be really disheartening to get a lukewarm response to something you put so much into. But if you find other people who enjoy writing, then sharing becomes a lot easier. Because instead of just telling you that your writing is good or okay or bad, they'll want to focus more on everything that went into it and the things that you can work on. It's much more encouraging that way, and it'll make you want to continue improving. It's almost like having your own little literature club, don't you think? That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Who should I show my poem to next? All right, last one. Here goes Yuri. Well done, Lobster. You've definitely improved your writing over the course of these few days. Has my advice been helpful to you? Yes, it has. Definitely. I'm glad. Sharing our writing like this, it's a lot more fun and rewarding than I anticipated. I need to remember to thank Monica. I think we all felt a little awkward at first, but now it seems like everyone is enjoying sharing their writing and seeing what others think. I guess I can't really disagree. I was afraid this whole thing would be a chore, but it's a great way for me to spend some personal time with all the girls in the club. But it's been fun getting to know everyone and their writing, and I guess doing some writing myself. Well, have you learned anything about yourself, Lobster? Huh? Well, you know how I like to say that writing is a very personal way to get in touch with yourself. In the end, it doesn't matter if you're a good writer or a bad writer. And even my opinions are just opinions, you know? As always, I believe what's most important is exploring and discovering yourself. That's comforting. Yeah, it's important to explore yourself and to discover what it is that you truly want. I'm kind of afraid of disappointing you in some way or another. Huh? Why me? Well, you're always sophisticated with your writing and have the most advice to share. Is that so? Yuri thinks for a good minute. That must be terrible. Huh? For me to have become someone whose opinion is so fearsome? How unlikable of me. Yuri, it's not as bad as you're making it sound in your head. I just meant that I respect your opinion. I see. I'm sorry that I always overthink and come to these sort of conclusions. You know, opinions are important, and you can respect other people's opinions, and sometimes somebody has an opinion that's different than yours, but you can also understand why they see things their way, and sometimes understanding other people's opinions helps you to understand more about yourself, and also understanding the way that other people see the world helps you to understand the world in a better way. So you don't necessarily have to agree with everyone else's opinions, or you don't necessarily have to agree with all the opinions of one other person. You can still respect all of their opinions and learn from them. And they can help you to form your own opinions. I'm just a little too used to it. Overthinking? Being disliked. Yuri? Hold on, let me come down a little while. Give me a little while. 10 minutes. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring that up. Let's move on. Alright. Do you want to share your poem now? Okay. Here. Beach. Oh, another poem about the beach. A marvel of millions of years in the making, where the womb of Earth chaotically meets the surface, under a clear blue sky, an expanse of bliss. But beneath gray rolling clouds, an endless enigma. The easiest would to get lost in is one where everything can be found. Oh, the easiest world to get lost in is one where everything can be found. One can only build a sandcastle where the sand is wet, but where the sand is wet, the tide comes. Will it gently lick at your foundations until you give in? Or will a sudden wave send you crashing down in the blink of an eye? Either way, the outcome is the same. Yet, we still build sandcastles. I stand where the foam wraps around my ankles, where my toes squish into the sand. The salt air is therapeutic. The breeze is gentle, yet powerful. I sink my toes into the ultimate boundary line, tempted by the foamy tendrils. Turn back, and I abandon my peace to erode at the shore, drift forward, and I return to earth forevermore. It's a deeper one. Perhaps it's like looking at a point of no return. Well, let's think of the other one. Everyone builds sandcastles, even though they eventually erode away. And I think that's because even though we build sandcastles to look at and to enjoy, to marvel at, and we want to show other people our sandcastles, especially if we're proud of how it turned out. Even if we know that eventually it's gonna go away or it's gonna be forgotten, but we keep building them, and maybe that's because part of the fun is in actually building the sandcastle. You know, sometimes it's not just the end result that matters. Sometimes it's the process and the fun in building the sandcastle, in building what's important, that where a lot of the enjoyment comes from. And so sometimes you don't need to be so focused on where things are going to end. Sometimes you just need to enjoy right now and enjoy the process and enjoy the things that are going to happen leading up to that end point. And that's the best way. And then when you reach the end, I suppose there's a moment where you have to decide, is this where you stop and move forward? Or is this where you come back and build some more? And that's a deeply personal question. I can't answer that question. So you have to decide yourself. You know, do you want to stay and do more? Or do you feel that you've done everything that you need to do? And would you like to move on to what's beyond the waves? And either way, there is no wrong choice, and I think it's the perfect choice for you either way. So you need to decide, and you need to decide what's best for you. Not what's best for someone who's on the shore, not best for someone else. You need to decide for yourself what it is that you would like to do. The sandcastles that you've built have been amazing and beautiful. And I'm glad I was able to see them all. And even more that I haven't seen yet, that I have yet to see. So, thank you. But I'm ready to start building my own sandcastles now. And if you'd like to continue building them, then that's good. But if you're ready, then that's good too. I'm aware that the beach is kind of an inane thing to write about, but I did my best to take a metaphorical approach to it. Yeah, Natsuki already told me about it. She did? She didn't say anything weird, did she? She just wanted us to write about the same topic again. I suppose to better compare the differences in our writing styles, or thought processes. Anyway, it was her idea. Knowing her, it's no surprise that she'd want to do something like that. She probably just wants to show off. It's not like I have a particular interest in her writing style. I just went with her request. But, well, I suppose it's not so bad to write about something simple on occasion. It can be refreshing, you know? It's good for me to calm my thoughts once in a while. Yeah, I think I agree. Thanks for sharing.